Master Xehanort's inevitable return. What's going on, guys? I'm Mystic Mal, and today's video is going to be about Xehanort's inevitable return. And before I get too deep into this, I want to tell you, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you share with your friends, as well as hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any of my Mystic content. Without further ado, let's get on with this. But one thing I have to say is, don't you guys find it a little weird that Master Xehanort just went down without a fight like that? The over 80-year-old Keyblade Master, let me not even say Keyblade Wielder, Keyblade Master just loses at the hand at a mere Keyblade Wielder that hasn't been wielding a Keyblade for almost, what, like 2 years now? So, and I'm not trying to belittle Sora's experience, but I'm only trying to bring a logical explanation of what we're dealing with here. Let's be honest, Master Xehanort has over 80 years of experience compared to Sora's 2 to 3 years of experience. Well, 2.5 considering the gap of Rechain and all the way to Dream Drop Distance -3. So, you know, basically around 2.5 years of Keyblade wielding. It just doesn't add up. So I feel like he has more of a plan, and this is just a discussion, so please take it with a grain of salt, but I'm basically just talking to you guys about this, just to have this in your head about thinking about Xehanort. So you just have to think about it objectively. Think about it this way. We know that Master Xehanort is a very devious man. We know that he thinks like a chess player, and he is a chess player because he played chess with Master Ericus back in the day. But he thinks a lot like a chess player, like he thinks a lot like a knight. And you know how a knight chess piece is very flexible. You could jump over your opponent and actually skip spaces. That's how Master Xehanort's mind works. He has a very flexible mindset, meaning he will think 10 steps ahead of you before you even think about doing it, right? So that's one thing we have to remember, is who Master Xehanort is. And I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 really downplayed how Master Xehanort thinks. Like, logically, I feel like it really downplayed Master Xehanort and didn't make him seem like that much of a threat or that much of a problem. So we have to just think about him and just remember him that way. What we have here is, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, Master Xehanort gave Sora the Keyblade, and it just doesn't make any sense how he just let it go and then he just went up in the sky and disappeared. But then there's one plot hole that does link everything together, but I'll talk about this after this. So please watch beginning to end of the video to get the full understanding. I appreciate it. But like, if you think about it, he went up into the sky with Master Ericus's heart, and they dissipated. They went off to Kingdom Hearts, because that's where all hearts are collected after when their bodies perish. So with that being said, it's kind of odd how Master Xehanort explained all throughout the series how he sets things up to be the way he wants them to play out, meaning he's the dealer in the card game. He makes everything happen for things to play out. And we know that Master Xehanort has the power of time travel, and he has the power of waking, so there's kind of no excuse. And we know that multiple people of the same person can exist on the same timeline and in the same timescape. We know this because of Master Xehanort, as well as Sora. Sora did the exact same thing. He existed at the exact same time. When he teamed up in the Remind DLC, he teamed up with the Lingering Will to fight Xehanort. But like, if you really put your head to it and you just think about it, you're like, hey, you know, he's able to do these things. So how did he lose to Sora now? Because remember, young Master Xehanort, when you're fighting him as Riku in Dream Drop Distance, he can literally revert the boss battle where the boss battle would restart. And remember, Master Xehanort is 17, 18 around that time. Young Master Xehanort is around those ages. Like, he's a young man. He's 17, 18-ish years old, right? So he has that much experience with time at that moment in time. So you mean to tell me that he couldn't cook up some sort of escape plan, like a failsafe, to get out of it just in case if he loses to Sora. I feel like he definitely has a secret agenda. But then there's also a theory that I just can't shake. Master Xehanort's heart is with Luxu. And yeah, I know, feels like I'm reaching, feels like it's far-fetched, but remember, Xigbar never really died during the Keyblade War in Kingdom Hearts 3. We know that after when Xigbar fell off that building, he played it off and disappeared. We never seen what happened to not Master Xehanort, but we didn't see what happened to Xigbar after when he fell, after when Sora defeated him, supposedly, right? And then at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, it's been revealed that Luxu still has the amber eyes, still has the whole getup, and he still has the same physical features, meaning he inhabits Braig's heart. So, when you think about that, and you just connect it to my plot points that I mentioned earlier in the video, it just makes so much sense that his heart is with Luxu. And what does that mean for Luxu and Xehanort? Here's 2 ways it can play out. Well, 3 ways. First way is at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, Xehanort accepted his ways like he supposedly did. He accepted his ways and flew off into the sky to go to Kingdom Hearts with Master Ericus. And a piece of him still lingers within Master Luxu. So with that being said, we know that Luxu is here. Luxu never died. Xigbar never died. He was just playing along with Sora, basically. He was playing it off. So with that being said, Luxu's alive and well. Master Xehanort is alive and well, but he's not in physical form. He lives within Luxu. And the way that this can play out is he's inside Luxu and he goes with Luxu's plans, meaning he's down with what Luxu's trying to do. He's down with the Master of Masters. And what makes me feel like that is how it's going to go, because remember, the Master of Masters met with Master Xehanort before when he was a youngin', right? And we know that they were good. They were chilling. He told him his name and all that, and they were good. No fights happened. They were just conversing about light and darkness and what's to come in the future. Master of Masters revealed to young Master Xehanort. So with that being said, maybe he will be down with what it is. But remember, Master Xehanort has, he does all types of treacherous things like backstabbery and all types of craziness, right? So maybe it can work out this way, where the enemy of my enemy is your friend. Meaning maybe Master Xehanort will force himself out, just like how Terra did when he was the Guardian Heartless. He forced himself out of Terranort, and then he took Terranort's body, and then Terra reclaimed himself. Maybe it's something like that. Maybe Xehanort can take over Luxu's body, and Luxu casts out his heart, and maybe goes to another vessel, possibly. Maybe a vessel that the Master Masters will have ready for Luxu. Because remember, Master Master sees off into the future, so that's a possibility. But this is just the videos that I can make off of this one topic can be infinite because of just the plot points, the pure plot points that hasn't been explained yet in the game. So there's a lot of different ways that this can pan out. But I would love to see Xehanort team up with the Guardians of Light to be like the saying, the enemy of my enemy is your friend. That's a possibility. Xigbar, Luxu can be Xehanort's enemy, and Sora can be just that friend. And it can be like a anti-hero type of situation. Like, it can be something like that, to where Xehanort could be a good guy just for that one time. But then after that, I'm going back to my business. I'm going back to what I'm trying to do. I got my own agenda. That can be me reaching, but remember, this is just theory, discussion, speculation. So I really hoped y'all enjoyed this video. We're in for such a great story to be told. Like, Kingdom Hearts 4 might match up to Kingdom Hearts 2. There's a good chance, because what we're dealing with right now and the plot points and the story, it's feeling very, very nostalgic to how Kingdom Hearts 2 felt. So I really hope y'all enjoyed it. I enjoyed it myself, had great times. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you share with your friends, as well as hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any of my Mystic content. Let's grow this Mystic family. May your heart be your guiding key.